Yeah, that's right. Click did I hit. Fucking punk ass Kevin. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Sunday. It's All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show episode number 40. I'm here with Leroon and I'm here with Fury Fate. How are you guys?
I'm okay. How about you, Fury?
I'm great. I have like my mouth full of pizza and it's delicious.
All right.
It is delicious. All right. So today's show is all about the Fantasy Grounds connections, the ways that you can get information and talk with other people and do all that kind of stuff. So before we get into it, of course, I'm going to do the show disclaimer, which is that All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show is meant to teach and help, but the opinions stated by the three of us here on the show are not that of Smiteworks USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds. I thought I switched the screen so you guys could see all this. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, this stream's just delayed on my TV. So, we are going to talk about every kind of thing we can think of. And we'll put the links in the chat here as we go through each of these, and I'll show on screen what's happening. So, if you are new to Fantasy Grounds, this will help you to get connected. And if you're a Fantasy Grounds veteran, like some of us are, then this will just be reminders, or maybe you'll see something that you didn't know. And the first one that we're going to start with is the obvious choice, which is the Fantasy Grounds forums. So now, did either one of you two want to give your experience with the Fantasy Grounds forums, or what you found useful, or what you've done yourself on the forums? Anything like that?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Fury, you want to go?
Oh yeah. I use the forums. God, I haven't used the forums in years, to be honest. I used it one time and I found something called Sunday Fantasy Grounds Church. And I went there and then I met somebody and he joined and I joined his cult and now I'm here a year later.
For myself, I went there looking for games, actually. Just trying to see if I can utilize my product. And it's kind of tough. It was kind of hit and miss. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to try to run my own game. So I did that. And after a while, after I started setting up this so-called church thing that Fury Fate was talking about, then it just kind of grew, and Zacchaeus and all the people in the forums were happy to have the looking for games section post up a link directly to our Discord, and it is a sticky link near the top. So if you look at looking for group near the top of that subsection, Fantasy Grounds College will be right up in the top 3 or 4 usually.
It's number 2.
And yep, number 2. And what's really cool is look at the views and the date it was posted. So you have 36,000 views, but look at the date and then compare that to the other higher numbers. A lot of those were posted like 8 years ago.
Yeah, this was only posted a year ago.
Yeah, so if you did the math on it, it's pretty happening.
Yeah. So good. I myself came to the forums right around the same time I bought Fantasy Grounds, which was in September of 2015. And my initial experience with the forums was I was doing what everybody else was doing, which was basically most people do one of two things. They're looking for a game or they're looking for a question to get answered. And back then they didn't, Fantasy Grounds didn't have a Discord presence or anything like that. So this was the main place to go to get help. And it's pretty well organized. Whoops, hello. That's not what we want. That's the homepage. Here we go. So you can go up here to new posts, and you can see, it's not categorized. It's just literally the last post, and then the second to the last, third to the last, and you can go through and see what people are talking about currently. But you can also just go to the front page, which is here, and then it's organized basically by sections that you would want to look for. LFG is looking for game. They've got support. They've got stuff if you're interested in development. They have all the different game systems. So if you have a 5e question in particular, you'd go here. If you have a 13th age question, Call of Cthulhu, whatever it is, Savage Worlds, Pathfinder, whatever. So it's a really great place to get information and to give information. And currently, let's see, the most users ever online was 4,128. That's crazy. There's currently 700 people that have the forums open. So I mean, there's a lot of people here, and it gets well used. And if you post a question or if you're looking for some information about almost anything that regards Fantasy Grounds, it's there. So I will put the link in the Twitch chat. I mean, it's easy to find. You can Google it or whatever. But if you want to bookmark that link directly, that'll be the main forum page. Shads are saying it doesn't count invisible people. Yeah, people that mark themselves invisible. So there's more than 700 in there. But you guys should bookmark that and feel free to engage. I think we're not going to speak directly about events that have taken place lately, but suffice to say, Fantasy Grounds probably does have the best community and membership of people that involves roll-top gaming and virtual tabletops. So
and you did tell us that Doug reads every single post that goes on to the forum.
Yeah, no, it's not Doug that does that. John does that.
John does. Okay.
Doug reads a lot of them though. They do read, and so even if you post something in the Fantasy Grounds forums, between John or Doug or the two people that own Fantasy Grounds or David, the customer service rep, that's Digital Dungeon Master. You guys all have seen him or should be seeing him on the internet. Between those three people and also Zacchaeus, I guess those four people, someone, at least one or possibly all four, has seen your post, no matter where you put it or what it's about. They read all that stuff. And they do respond to community ideas. Now, they might not respond to the post. They might not directly message you back or anything like that. But you can rest assured someone has seen it that is of import regarding the company. So anything else about the forums, you guys, that I might have missed or that I don't know myself and you guys know?
Not exactly. I just know that there's a lot of stuff hosted there, like extensions, there's free maps, there's all kinds of stuff in there. You just got to be willing to take the time to dig through there.
Oh yeah, we could go through it. We could do a whole show on just what's on the forums, and we have alluded to it before. And yeah, Shad's reminding us that Trenlo, Deluxe Oz, and Damned are also people. Those guys are community people. They don't work for Fantasy Grounds, but they do read all the posts. And usually one of those three guys is going to respond to you, especially if you have a problem or like you need something, you can't figure something out, or you're having problems with this or that. If you just post it, then somebody's always on it. There's always really quick response within hours or even minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and we are giving a prize away tonight at a random time. We're going to give away the Fantasy Grounds version of the Monster Manual. So be ready, you guys, when I spring that on. And we're also going to be raffling off a position. Leroon, do you want to tell people what that's about?
Sure. So I was trying to run a one-shot, and I invited some of the goons, which is myself, Lazy Stunner, and Urosh. And, Fury Fate doesn't really count as a goon, but she's kind of like a goonette.
Like a sister, like the kid sister of the goons?
Yeah, like a kid sister of the goons.
Your fraternity is sister of the goons.
Sister of the goons. So anyways, it's just a group of people that we kind of made an inside joke on. But anyhow, so I want to run this thing for the group, and I promised Lazy Stunner that I would run at least one shot for him. So hopefully he can make it, but we're going to run that on the 28th. It's a Sunday night instead of doing the show. We're raffling off a backup seat just in case one or more of the participants can't make it. And it's going to be 5th level, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. You get one magic item, whether it be +1 or of an armor piece, or it could be a weapon. And then I'm giving everyone a potion of healing. So it's supposed to be kind of Halloween themed, and it's going to take place in Waterdeep. and I'm going to use Waterdeep as a backdrop. So it'll be Forgotten Realms, standard rules, basically you can use starting equipment, stuff like that. So anyhow, that's the thing. So when they get back from Whistler, about a week or two later, we're gonna run. I think was it a week later?
Yeah,
We're gonna be running that.
Yep, it's about a week later, and so instead of episode 43 of the show will be this one shot, and so sometime during the show tonight, we will raffle off a prize, and that prize will be to be a substitute or alternate person in the game. So if you want to enter that raffle, just make sure that you're available to play at 6 p.m. Pacific on October 28th for like how long do you think it will be? How many
I have
minutes or
it slated
hours?
for about 3.5 to 4 hours.
Oh wow, that's too long, man.
I just said 3.5 hours.
It shouldn't go over 3 hours, but anyway, so apparently, prepare to be. Yeah, I've determined my formula for online gaming is if it's over 3 hours, people just get too tired. It's not the same as your kitchen table. You're playing at your house with your friends, and you're able to get up and go to the refrigerator and go to the bathroom or whatever. You can go 8 hours, 10 hours, all night, all weekend. But online, 3 hours seems to be the most you'd ever want to go. So, having said that, if it's going to go longer than that, people should prepare themselves. I'm sure there'll be a break in the middle, but yeah, if you want to, I would schedule from 6 to 10 p.m. Sunday the 28th Pacific time if you want to be considered for that to enter that. So we will be doing that sometime within the next hour. All right, let's continue. Show notes. So another way you can connect with people, not only Fantasy Grounds, the company itself, but other people who use Fantasy Grounds and who are fans of it, and other players and DMs and stuff, is the Twitter. So we want to just mention the Fantasy Grounds Twitter, the official Twitter account. They're at Fantasy Grounds 2, and the reason that, like Avalon Hill is also that way, they're Avalon Hill 2. So there's a number 2 after it. A lot of people forget that, and they tag Fantasy Grounds wrong. But on Twitter, they are at Fantasy Grounds 2. And just a side note, on Thursday, we had 9,700 followers, and today we have 11,000. So we gained about almost 2,500 people in the last 2 or 3 days. And I think everybody knows why that is. And if you don't know why that is, get on Twitter and get on the Fantasy Grounds forums and Facebook and Discord and ask, and people will tell you. But we're not going to talk about it because it has to do, it's information about one of our competitors. And since I am one of the social media coordinators for Fantasy Grounds, I myself have to maintain a professional attitude, and I'm not going to talk about that publicly on stream. It's not secret information, but we're not going to address it because we don't want to sink to the level of the people that are addressing it like that. So that is one account. Oh, and I'll show that account here. I'll show the Fantasy Grounds Twitter page. Can you click on that and get exactly the counts? 11,000. Where does that show up? Just says 11K, but there's somewhere where you can see exactly the count, and apparently that is not right here. Anyway, it's 11,000 something. It just crossed over 11,000 sometime today. So anyway, those of you that aren't on Twitter or don't use Twitter, this probably wouldn't be something that would help you in particular, but Twitter is pretty fantastic for announcements, or especially if you want to know like when Fantasy Grounds products come out, or if you want to know like when the cons are. FG Con is coming up here in just a couple weeks, and FG Days is a couple times a year, and just different things that are going on. If you're a Fantasy Grounds fan, connecting to Twitter and just following that, even if that's all you do is follow that one account, that you really do get some good information about what's up. So also Fantasy Grounds College has a Twitter account, so I will post that in the chat right now, and I will show that on screen. And if you are not a member, if you're watching this video either live now or on YouTube later, and you are not a member of the Fantasy Grounds College, that is definitely something you need to check into. Oh, I posted the wrong link. I post the Instagram link.
That's all right.
All right, well,
That's one of the
yeah.
outlets.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Let me do twitter.com/ what is your Twitter, Living for the College?
Underscore FG
Oh yeah,
underscore college
yeah,
underscore.
this is the worst. This is the worst Twitter handle ever, but the information is awesome. Underscore is that it? Underscore Fantasy Grounds
Yep.
College.
Underscore.
Oh, underscore
There you
after
go.
that. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
So yeah, so this is a rough handle,
What?
everybody. So
There you go.
Ooh.
yeah, hey, Haunt Master, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So the Twitter handle for Fantasy Grounds College, or FG College as it's known on Twitter, is at underscore FG underscore college underscore. So that would not be what I would advise someone to do, but once you pick a Twitter name and you have, 500 followers or whatever it is, 350 followers, you kind of stuck with it. What's up, Rob Tui? What's up? Anyway, so definitely get connected there, and as well as the Fantasy Grounds Discord, which we'll talk about in just a second. The other Twitter account you can concern yourself with is mine, and this is mainly for the reason you'd want to be on my Twitter account is if you're following like what I do for the DMs Guild and things like that. I mean, it's definitely a way that you can follow other things I'm doing. But I have, as of recently, as of about a month ago, August 31st actually was the day we went to dinner with John. I have stopped making personal things on my Twitter account. Like I don't talk about politics or the fucking idiot president that we have or any shit like that. I was a comedian before, and I used to do jokes, and sometimes people don't get me, and my personality is a little rough and odd for some. So I just completely stopped doing anything personal on my personal Twitter account. And one reason for that too was that people associate me with Fantasy Grounds even if it's on my personal, and I don't want people who don't really know me or have never even heard of me or talked to me before, and therefore they wouldn't understand my quirky, funny personality that I think I'm so hilarious. And so I decided to not do that anymore because somebody might get the wrong idea, or I might offend somebody not meaning to do that. If I want to offend you, you'll know. It'll be pretty obvious. So yeah, so if you follow my Twitter account, it's mainly only just like gaming stuff and Fantasy Grounds stuff now anyway. So,
Cool.
and my handle is at Rob Tui. So there you go. And guys, if you have questions, I'm trying to pay attention. I'm sure you guys are looking at the chat too, but if anybody has questions about any of this stuff, it's pretty straightforward, but we'll be happy to answer. Solaris says you don't want a gun situation. I don't know what that means, but it sounds funny. All right. So that's the forums, and that's all the Twitter accounts. So now Facebook is an interesting thing because on Facebook, people have personal pages, and then there are business pages, and then there are groups. So it's kind of confusing sometimes if you're searching for something because there's a big difference between a page, which is usually a business thing, and a group, which is just a lot of people talking about a subject. So regarding pages, there's one for the official Fantasy Grounds, and then also FGC has one. And then for groups, there's three main ones that you'd want to concern yourself with, which is one called Dungeons and Dragons Fantasy Grounds, and that's the one that's kind of the company one. Then there's Fantasy Grounds fans mainly 5e. That's a group that I started a couple 3 years ago just because I didn't know there was anything else, and then I kind of just left it, and now it's got like 400 members or something. And then there's Fantasy Grounds College. Oh, let's just be respectful and use a capital C right there, Rob. How about that? There we go. So we're going to go through these, and I'll show you guys what these look like. So probably the one that most people know is this one, which is the official Fantasy Grounds page. And I'll put this link in the chat as well. And so like when I do the Friday tips and the show notifications and stuff, that's what you'll see here. And then Leland, another member of the social media team, he puts memes in here for Fantasy Grounds or just D&D or whatever it might be. And so then people can go here and also ask questions. And usually if you submit a question to our Twitter or to the Fantasy Grounds page, you'll get an auto response that says, "Hey, thanks for contacting us," but it's best you email, support@fantasygrounds.com, and that's so someone can personally give you attention by answering your question rather than just getting lost on Facebook. But the best place to go to get a question answered is probably the Fantasy Grounds Discord, which we'll show here in a minute, because you're going to get somebody to talk to you right then or pretty soon. Whereas on Facebook, people don't, they don't have it open all the time, or they, whatever the case might be. Now, for those of you that might be interested, what I do on my job is on Fridays when I post that tip, I email it to some people that are on the kind of the company email list, and then I also share it to about 6 or 7 other different D&D or Fantasy Grounds or RPG groups or whatever. So kind of spread that out, and then of course I tweet it about 6 times. I actually have a schedule. The tweet goes out at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 5 p.m. or something. It gets tweeted 4 or 5 times. And then as well as those Fantasy Grounds Friday Twitch. Oh yeah, duh. That's another. I didn't even put down Twitch. Jeez, we better talk about that. Anyway, so that's the Fantasy Grounds ones. Nobody's asking questions, are they?
Not yet.
Shadzar is not asking a question. He says don't use Facebook. So Facebook. So again, I'll tell a little story. I'm on Facebook. There is a Rob Toohey Facebook page, but I don't do any personal stuff anymore. I used to use it for comedy. I used to use it for jokes. When I was a comedian, I would get so many friend requests, but it was just people I didn't know. And if I wanted fans and stuff, I would have been smart to just say yes, friend. But I made a conscious choice when I joined Facebook like 10 years ago or whatever, it was 12 years ago. I only have like 180 friends or something on Facebook, but I know each one of those people personally. So if I post something on Facebook, everyone can see it, but the only people that are on my friends list or whatever are people that I've actually met or someone that I closely associate with. For example, I have not yet met Furied Fate, but she is a Facebook friend of mine. So I don't just accept a friend request just from anybody. But anymore, it doesn't really matter because everybody's kind of down on Facebook, and the whole data leak and the whole everybody's going to be Russian and whatever, all that stuff with Facebook. But it is very much a good place to get information about a certain thing, especially if it's just a professional, like fantasygrounds.com Facebook. There's not anything here about Donald Trump, or there's not anything here about religion or anything. It's just all Fantasy Grounds. So everything that you would look at or discuss there is all what you would want it to be, and there wouldn't be anything else. Ooh, Legendary Planet, nice. It wouldn't be anything else there, so that's good. Let's see. So that was the official Fantasy Grounds. Oh, so Fantasy Grounds College also has Facebook page. So this is again a page, not a group. Whoops, how about I put it in the URL bar? That's probably what you should put. So Leroon, do you want to talk about what mainly people talk about here in the Fantasy Grounds College Facebook page?
Really, to be honest, we haven't done a whole lot with it like we should. But we are gaining some followers. It's mainly for announcements for people who don't use Twitter and all the other social medias. So what we're doing with that is mainly just doing like, we'll talk about Fantasy Grounds related things, or if we're doing a seminar or webinar or something like that, we'll post that there. So right now we're trying to get someone to do the social media for it. And I got 2 people kind of lined up, but we have to train them, and we also have to make sure that they are a part of the college and they believe in what we're doing. So
right. All right, cool. Yeah. So here's our one shot that we're doing, and that's there. And I know sometimes I see notifications for the Sunday night show and things like that. So yeah. So I encourage everybody to go and find this. Did I put that in the chat? I don't think I did. Let me put it there. What's up, Kerrigan? So there's the link to that one, and you guys can just bookmark these and join those if you want to, get into discussions or get notifications about what's going on with FGC as opposed to Fantasy Grounds itself. So those are the pages, those two pages that we talked about. Now there's the groups. So the first group is, this is kind of the official Fantasy Grounds group. This is the one that probably was started by Doug himself, or I don't even know if there was a Facebook presence before he and John took over, because Fantasy Grounds been around for 12 years. 3 people want to join this group. What? All right. Let's approve them, because I can do that. I'm a Fantasy Grounds moderator. What's up? All right, approved. Boom. Let's go.
Nice.
So it is a closed group, which means you have to ask to join. There's usually no way they wouldn't, like you saw me, I just approved 3 people. I didn't even look at it. It could be axe murders. I don't know. But I don't think you can axe murder anybody on Facebook. Maybe. Craigslist, yes. Facebook, no. So, again, the tips are going to be there. Here's the giveaway that ends, like, now. I don't know. It ends very soon. People asking questions. People, talking about cons and talking about modules and, everything else. Again, it's just a Facebook group as opposed to a page. So a page would be something kind of trying to talk to you about the product. A group would be somewhere where you can go and talk to people about whatever you want concerning that subject. So then the one I started, whoops, hello, okay, all right, fine, click on the link, fine. This isn't even it. That's the Fantasy Grounds College again. What happened? Let's try this again. God damn it. All right. So the one I started is called Fantasy Grounds Fans, mainly D&D 5e. So the reason I titled it that way back when, I don't know if I can even tell when I started this, probably December of 15 or somewhere around there. I wanted people to know that, as far as I was concerned, Rob Toohey, I mainly just do 5th edition. That's all I'm about. But I don't want to exclude anybody, somebody that wants to come in and talk about Savage Worlds or Cthulhu or Castles and Crusades or Numenera or any of these other games, Starfinder, that's fine. You can do that. And so 3 people want to join this group. All right. Now, this is the fun part. Do you know who Rob Toohey is? No. Approve. Do you know who Rob Toohey is? Yes. Approve. I love reading these. Do you know who Rob Toohey is? Yes. I have purchased many of his works for Fantasy Grounds from the DM's Guild, in addition to watching many of his videos. Okay, where's the promote button? Oh, there is no promote. Okay, approve. Yeah, so it's funny. Some of those answers are pretty funny. Like no, should I? And then I just approve everybody anyway. I'm just curious to know how they found.
Isn't the right answer? He's a dick nice guy.
Yeah, like I would then what I would do is personally message that person. Congratulations, you win. So I started this, I don't know what, almost 3 years ago, and then how many members are there? I don't. And here's the thing, I don't know how to work this Facebook. I don't know how many members there are. Members. Maybe you click on that. Oh, so it's only 330. Okay, but still 100 a year, maybe. That's pretty good. And I don't advertise for it. I don't do anything. The only way people know about it is they just search for it and find it. So there you go. So yes, please feel free to come and join us on the Facebook. And even though I don't do personal stuff on Facebook anymore, I have to keep my account. I wasn't just going to cancel my account, but I have to keep it for Smiteworks. So since I have to keep it, I might as well, talk to people if they ask me stuff or whatever. So that's fine. And then Fantasy Grounds College has a group. Yeah. Let's look at it.
Yeah.
Fantasy Grounds College group probably has way more than I do. Nope. Discord does, yes, but not the thing. So have you noticed, Leroon, any specific things that happen
stream.
here?
Thanks for the cheer bits.
Not so much, because like I said, we're not really managing the social medias that well right now. So
Gotcha.
just
Okay.
by word of mouth is actually our biggest influx.
And what do people generally post in here? Do they post questions? Do they post announcements? Do they post
mostly just a couple of questions occasionally, or announcements? It's very similar to the other.
Okay. Cheerbits. Hey, Kerrigan, thanks for the cheerbits. Bitboss attack. Bitboss. Bitboss is still =D, which I'm told is a penis. All right. So that is basically the Facebooks. So there's basically 5 different ones that I would recommend people be concerned with, and I think we gave you all the links. And by the way, guys, if you forget a link or what, I mean, you can search for these things really easy on Google, but if you forget a link, just hit any of us up on the Discord, and we'll get you the link. And speaking of Discord, so Discord, I'm going to put the link in the chat. So this is the official Fantasy Grounds Discord. And now you're going to see, since I'm doing that in a browser, it's trying to get me to go there and get all crazy because the browser is different. But I'm going to actually show you in the application. This is the Fantasy Grounds Discord server. So if you click on that link and go there, this is where you'll end up. And if you're not if you don't use Discord already, it's going to try to get you to download the application rather than do it in the browser, which I highly recommend. If you do it in the browser, it just doesn't work as well. But if you download the application, which is totally free, it really is a nice place, not just for Fantasy Grounds, but any other fan-based thing that you want to go to. So you'll see here that in the Discord, and keep in mind, a very small fraction of Fantasy Grounds users are actually on the Discord, but they do have almost 4,500 members. And right now there's 1,300 members online. There's 1,300 people here in Discord right now. Wow. And so you can go here and there's a read first section, and you can go to support, looking for groups, looking for DMs, looking for players. And then they also have a few game rooms. So if you need a place to have voice channels, they got 10 empty channels here, and you can go log into one and get 6 people there with you and play a game, whatever you want to do. There are foreign language, and when I say foreign, I'm speaking as a American, as a stupid one language American, but Portuguese, Russian, Italian, German, French, Spanish. So if you have friends or colleagues that are foreign language speakers, they can go there and there's always other stuff happening and stuff shifting around and new things being added. So there you go. So that is the Fantasy Grounds Discord. Now, the Fantasy Grounds College, which is it's less official company and more, here's where you go to learn stuff. And Leyrun, the co-host of our show, is the person that made this. He's the one that started this about 14 or 15 July of last year, right?
Yeah.
End of July, and it was called, like Fury said, it was called the Fantasy Grounds Church, and it was a Sunday only thing, and then all of a sudden, like, it blows up, and now it's out of control, and they have 3,187 members minus, I don't know, a few bots, so 3,100 members, and there's 760 people here now.
Wow.
So, Leyrun, do you want to talk about, rather than me doing it, because you're the one that made this, like all the classes and the resources and the connections and the purpose of all the whole Fantasy Grounds? You can take as much time as you want to explain that.
All right. So basically, this was kind of a big accident. I mean, I didn't really plan it. What I was trying to do is teach a handful of people how to play. And after a while, I realized that that's kind of something that needed to happen. And my main goal is just get people playing and connecting with one another and finding games and getting support and learning more about the hobby itself and bettering themselves with their skills and whatnot. I also just wanted to have some quality players. As I had a couple tables and they'd always fall apart, and it just drove me nuts. So basically, this whole thing is for the community. Whether you're a Fantasy Grounds fan or not, you can come in here, teach us some things. We teach you things. We schedule classes. We have some areas for resources. And another thing that we try to do is to get people from all over the world to connect with one another. So this is a really helpful community. I was doing pretty much everything by myself for the first few months, and then I got some really good people in there, and I still have a lot of those same people, and I got a bunch of new people now. So it's really grown. It's gone way beyond what I ever thought. So I want to thank all you guys out in the community, and just so you guys know, Furied Fate was one of my first players in Fantasy Grounds, and she's also my first Patreon. So we do have a Patreon for like supporting us and giving us a donational type denomination of whatever choice you want. And we use that money to buy licenses and products for the college.
Yeah.
So that's the gist of it.
And in the chat here, Solaris says, found the Discord today and already been a huge help. You guys are great. So there you go.
Awesome.
And
Thanks,
new
Solaris.
members coming in all the time. And the more members that come in, the more chance there is to connect with people and learn some things. Or if you're an expert in Fantasy Grounds, like some of us are, you can teach people things. And I mean, it just is a great place to I want to say foster and fester the community. Fester sounds a little negative, but you know what I mean. It bubbles up. It's like a boil, but it's a good one. You open it up, and instead of pus, it's
No, you got to stop. Just stop, please.
It's love and joy inside.
I just ate. Please. Horrible.
Don't vomit. I'm waiting for Fury to make retching sounds here. It'll be really fun. But speaking of retching, let's give away a prize. Before we continue, let's raffle off this monster manual. This is a monster manual Fantasy Grounds module. you see me bouncing around here because I've never ever raffled anything off. I don't know fucking how to work this. So this is courtesy of Fantasy Grounds College. Leroon purchased this himself. A lot of people think that Smiteworks is giving us stuff to give away. Oh no.
Nope.
I mean, if we ask, they might give us a license, but all the stuff that we give away as prizes, we buy that shit. And if I give away a DM's Guild, obviously I don't have to buy it, but I'm not taking money for it, so I just give it away. Fantasy Ground module. This is a monster manual. People have already seen what I'm typing. They've already got their. When I press start, you're going to see a bunch of them fly in there because everybody's waiting to hit enter. So the keyword everybody's going to be !FGC. If you win this, this is not Steam, right? This is Fantasy Grounds only. Is that true?
This is Fantasy Grounds only. I just need your Fantasy Grounds username.
Okay, so don't enter this if you're expecting to be able to use it on Steam. I don't think you can use it on Steam. It's only good if you do Fantasy Grounds. Well, I don't know. Can you transfer that? Didn't we do a show about that?
Yeah, you can, but it goes in batches, and it may take a little bit to get updated. So it's better if you just go through the store.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it. We'll run a 3-minute timer, and if you guys enter this, you will be the winner. So keep in mind, we don't want you to win it and then try to give it to somebody or anything like that, because that's just an accounting nightmare. So go ahead and enter, guys, and then we'll also be raffling off later in the show, of course, a spot for the game if you want to be an alternate or a sub for that. So everybody's entering. Okay, good. Yeah, Kerrigan, you can transfer, but yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Also, I was just having a conversation. I think it was Boffrin or somebody last night. People ask me, why do you say that when you give away prizes? Why do you say if you win you can't give it to somebody else? And the reason is, for me personally, it's just that I'm lazy. If I do a contest and somebody wins, if they say, hey, do me a favor, instead of giving that to me, give it to this other person, then that means I have to do accounting. That means I have to make a note and I have to get a different email and I have to send, no, I'm not going to do all that. I'm giving away free shit.
And he hasn't hired a secretary to do it for him yet.
I don't have a secretary. Although my old girlfriend, Jill, she used to call herself my secretary, but then that was a little sex joke. But no, I don't have a secretary because the secretary I wanted is busy doing other things. I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your balls.
Yeah.
All right, so back to what we were doing. We did the Fantasy Grounds Discord, and then we did the Fantasy Grounds College Discord. So now I do have a Discord as well. If anybody wants to come to my personal Discord, then all you got to do at any time is type !Discord in the chat in Twitch, and it'll give you the link. What you really want is a succubus secretary. That is funny. So on my Discord, we basically, I don't know. I can't think of any reason that you would want to be a member of my Discord unless you just want to be hanging around and listening to what I have to say. So there's some people who like that. And
There's a few reasons.
And I will answer questions about Fantasy Grounds. Like if you have a question, I can help you with. I mean, I'm pretty approachable. I do have a standard though, and so like you have to read the rules. And so there's the rules on my Discord: respect everyone, don't force touchy subjects, blah blah blah, on and on. Standard stuff that you would think. And then it's number 6. Before asking any questions regarding Fantasy Grounds, please make sure that you have read this in its entirety. And then it's a link to the 157-page Fantasy Grounds manual. So once you get through that, then if you have questions, I'm happy to help. But I'm just kind of joking. But yeah, a lot of people have questions about the coding packages and whatever, and I'm of course happy to talk to them about that. And so yeah, so you can come on mine if you want.
There's a couple other reasons to go there.
What is a good reason to come to my Discord, Leroon? You tell me.
Well, one of them that I can think of right off the top of my head is that you typically make announcements as when you update your products, because that's really no other way to do that other than going to your Discord.
That is true. One of the channels on my Discord is DM Guild Updates. So here's where you can download the free module that is an organizer for all of the stuff that I've done on DM's Guild. And then I always explain to people that if you buy something on DriveThruRPG or RPG Now or one of those One Bookshelf site sister sites, they will send you an update every time a creator makes an update. That you get an email saying, "Hey, this product was updated, so go get your new version." And for some reason, and no one's been able to tell me why, and a lot of the DM's Guild creators are a little upset about it, but DM's Guild does not do that. So if you buy something on DM's Guild and the creator updates it, you'll never know unless you actively pursue checking that. And so I know a lot of DM's Guild customers that just once a month they just go check to see if there's any updates on all their library. But what I do is every time I update something on the DM's Guild, I post it in this channel, and I tell you the date and what it was that was updated. Now, every single thing that I sell that is my thing that I made, so for example, the coding packages and the wizard spellbook and all this stuff, that like about 45 things, every single one of those in the Fantasy Grounds module, if you go to the credits, there's an updates link which brings you right to this page. Now, if you buy something that I made with an author, or that was a collaboration or whatever, then obviously I don't have that link in there. But I do, right? If I update something, I do post it here. So, like for example, I just made a correction. One of the links was for the map was wrong in this mini dungeon cave thing. So I updated it a few days ago. Fixed the error, re-uploaded it to the DM's Guild, and then I posted it in here. So the reason that this list isn't like 9,000 things long like you would think it would be is because on August 17th I updated every single thing on the DM's Guild. So it says here, any and all files before August 17th, you should update them. So if you bought a bunch of my stuff in 2017 and you've never updated it, you need to update every last one of those things. And because I'm constantly making errors or fixing errors and tweaking things and adding things, and of course anything that a new book comes out with new spells or new monsters or new feats or new races or new class, whatever the hell it is, I go and I update that and I add it in. So yeah, you're right. That is a good reason. What was the second reason?
The other reason is the giveaways that you do randomly. Like I'll be asleep like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll go check the Discord because I have to get up and use the restroom or whatever. And I'm looking, and I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" And there's Rob 2E and a bunch of people from other time zones, and he's giving out prizes. And he says, "Hey, the next person to PM me gets to win a prize." So hanging out in either Discord might get you that.
So here's what's really funny. I do that in my Discord, but I would say that I do it in the Fantasy Grounds College Discord about 5 or 10 times for every one that I do in mine. And the reason is, I used to do it both simultaneously. I would post, "Hey, next 3 people to PM me get a free thing," and I would post it here, and then I would post it over at FGC. And I found that after a while, a lot of times people wouldn't respond very quickly, or if at all, in mine. And then I started asking people, I started posting some messages. Why doesn't anybody want free stuff? And everybody would be like, Rob, we already fucking have everything. We got it. We have it all already.
We got it,
Stop.
buddy.
But then in fantasy, there's 400 people here, but in Fantasy Grounds College, there's 10 times that many people. So, and plus there's new people all the time that have never even heard of me, don't know who I am, don't know what the hell, and they see their free prize. Yeah, okay, I'll take it. What is it? I don't know. So, yeah, so that is true. I will periodically, and most often, Europeans love me because it's always like 3 in the morning when I'm doing this. But there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just if I remember and I get in the mood and I'm like, let me give some crap away, then I'll post something in either one of the Discords. I do not do that in the official Fantasy Grounds Discord, but I do it in FGC in my own Discord. So there you go.
Don't make us track you down.
Let's see who won. The winner of the Monster Manual is, bam, Diablo Bob.
Yeah, baby.
So Diablo Bob, you need to PM Leroon with your Fantasy Grounds forum name, so that he can hook you up with the Monster Manual. And congrats. And stick around, everybody, because before the show ends, probably in another 15 minutes or so, 10 minutes, we will be raffling off a spot for the substitution and or alternate player in the game on the 28th.
Keyword Halloween.
Keyword Halloween. That's right. We'll do it. Remind me.
All right.
So let's see. Where were we? We did the Discords now. Okay, so Instagram. Here is the Instagram. So the social media coordinator that's in charge of Instagram, her name is Disney Court, D-I-Z-N-E-Y, Disney Court. She is a game store manager in Utah, Salt Lake City. I don't think it's Salt Lake City. Anyway, some city in Utah. Disney is her name. And she does the Instagram. That's what she does. So you'll see that like all of my, like when I do the Fantasy Grounds Friday thing, she copies that. She puts memes in here. And Instagram, of course, is graphics based, so it's just a lot of this kind of stuff. And I think there's captions. I don't know what happens if I click on one of these. Let's see.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so she writes this over here like that. And then so if you are an Instagram, if you're a young hip kid following the Instagrams, I have an Instagram account. You know what? I'm interested. I got to go to Rob2E and see. Do I even have? I don't even know if there's anything on it. I do have an Instagram account because when I was a comedian, I signed up for everything there was. Okay, that's not me. Look at this guy.
What the?
Rob2E. What the fuck? Hey, buddy.
He stole your name.
Stole my
Copyright.
goddamn shit. So what the hell is mine then? Oh, you know what? I bet I canceled my Instagram because I'm positive it was ROB2E like that. This guy stole my shit.
He's not gonna sleep, guys.
Maybe I don't. That's just the Asian version of me right there. That's just it. So same here. So Instagram, Fantasy Grounds is there if you're into that sort of thing. Can't forget Twitch. I didn't even, before we started the show, I didn't even write that down. But obviously, you guys know my Twitch channel. You're here. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link is there. It's ROB2E is the Twitch channel. But Fantasy Grounds has a Twitch channel as well. Their Twitch channel is just Fantasy Grounds. And right now, past few months, and for the foreseeable future, they just do the Friday show. So, Fantasy Grounds Friday, and it's at noon Eastern every Friday, and it's Doug Davison and David Middleton, and then whoever their guest or guests are. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. There is a guest this week. This coming Friday, the guest is Miles Cantor, and he is... Oops, I got to switch emails here because I know he did a different... Hello, let's just... Everybody calm down. Here's the revised banner. Yeah, Savage Mojo. So Savage Mojo, Miles Cantor. So they try to get a guest every Friday. Rob2E has never been a guest. And if they don't have a guest, they they just make do. I've seen those guys do like battle royale and other kind of monster fights, and they'll figure something out for an hour. And then of course they always go over the sales information, the new products, and they will sometimes give you hints about things coming down the way. Of course, they never talk about Unity, although they have actually a couple times. But
Yep.
I think that everything there is to say about Unity has been said, and so they're just trying to crank it out as fast as they can. They're not doing it speedily; they're doing it correctly. So that's why it's taking longer than everybody thought it would. But yeah, that's a great show to watch on Friday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. And then Fantasy Grounds College does have a Twitch channel. What do you do, Leroon, on the Twitch channel?
Well, lately we haven't done Jack Diddley, but normally what we're going to intend to do is, first of all, record more content for our classes. Occasionally we'll throw a one-shot on there. I'm going to be using it again here towards the end of the month. We have a writers conference. So we have a writers conference scheduled coming out this October. We haven't picked an exact date yet, but it looks like it's going to be the 21st. So we're going to get a panel of writers, and I'm going to have them all in the Discord, up to about 10 people, and we're going to do a live interactive show with the fans, and I'm going to also do a PowerPoint, things like that.
Cool.
So that's what we do with it.
Someone is asking me to remind everybody about the contest, which I think ends like in 4 hours. I can't remember when it ends.
I thought the contest already ended because they
end?
even have a winner.
Maybe
they have a winner.
Oh, they have a winner. Well, so
Who
skill for you, is that what you're talking about? Tell them about the lifetime license sale tomorrow. Oh no, they're talking about the sale.
Oh.
So yeah, so let's just go to Fantasy Grounds store.
Fire sale.
So here's the store. First thing you do is you go to the store and you look for Creature Codex. Is it there yet? Is it there? Is it there? No, it's not. Okay. Don't panic. So the license, the ultimate license, $149, I think at midnight goes to $119 maybe, whatever the price might be. It's always usually the same. I believe that skill coil for you, is that what you are referring to, and am I right about that? I don't want to say that's gospel. Doug did say on Friday's last show that he said that they're contractually obligated to not announce sales in advance because of Steam and because of WotC and because of all the different hands that are in the pot. But he did say it's pretty easy to figure out. They do it the same times every year. And he kind of winked and said, that's coming soon. So I guess it must be tomorrow, October 1st. That makes sense.
Yeah. But after that, the new pricing model comes out, right?
Yeah. So right now, if you go here to this bundle, complete the set. So if you go to fantasygrounds.com and you go to this 5e bundle, it says new bundle starting October 1st. So right now, everything that's in the 5e bundle, which you see here, I own every one of these. They're all 25% off the cover if you buy them. If you buy everything, and if you already have half of it, So like for example, Dragon Heist, Waterdeep Dragon Heist was $24.99, but I purchased it for $18.74 because I got 25% off the $24.99. The already low price, rolled $20.49.95. But in 4 hours, in 3 hours from now, this is going to go away. This bundle is going to go away, and then what they're going to do is they're going to have 3 different bundles. So the Essentials bundle will be all the core books, and it'll be 15% off instead of 25%. Now the reason they're doing that is because they're making basically everything that's 5e, everything in the bundle, whereas before it was just only select titles. So the Adventurers are going to be another bundle. As you see, I have all them. And those will all be 15% off if you buy them after tomorrow. And then there's the Completionist. Now watch this. Mr. Rob Toohey does not own all this. However, The reason I don't own all this is because these items were previously not in any bundle.
Oh, I
So
see.
tomorrow, when this hits, or in 3 hours, I'm probably going to go right here and I'm going to click complete this bundle. Now watch, if I do it now, it's probably going to tell me you can't do that until tomorrow. Hello. Oh, it's
Can
not
you
giving
show
me
us?
it's not giving me the discount. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow they'll all be 15% off or whatever, and then you know, I have about half of these. You know, these because like originally Doug put these token packs in the bundle, and I yelled at him and said, "Don't do that. That's not 4th edition tokens. Why is that part of the 5e bundle?" But I mean,
Right.
they're you know they're usable for people, but you know people did, and they're expensive. They're $15 a piece. So
Yeah.
Eberron, not part of the bundle, not part of the previous bundle, very upsetting. However, that's because it's playtest material. It's you know it's not out in a hardback. Once that turns into a hardback book, and I have to be updating that 75 times, then that'll probably move to the core books. You know that'll move over to the core bundle because it'll eventually, whenever it is, a year from now, I don't know how long, it'll eventually be a book. You know. Anyway, so that's what's happened with that. So I hope I hope that was what he was talking about. And and then tomorrow I believe also the licenses do go on sale. So if you're thinking about getting a standard license or even an ultimate license, tomorrow might be the day for that. Not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Can you show us the winner of the contest that happened today?
Yeah, so let's try and find that. Let's go to Twitter.
Pretend we're trying to sign up all late and like.
And if I go to notifications, is there any one of those in here? See, you know what I need to do is I need to sign out. Go to the Fantasy Grounds one. So,
Hold on, I got it for you, Robbie.
You got it?
Yeah, Shadzar did it for us, I think.
Is it in the? Oh, there. Okay. So there. So you guys can click on that. Thanks, Shad. Congratulations to the winner of the Fantasy Grounds I game giveaway. How I game giveaway. Jay Wergler. He won by visiting our Facebook page. Thanks to everyone who entered. I wish you good luck next time. Now, what I want to know is, I want to look and see how many people entered that.
9677.
So 10,000 people.
Yes.
Jesus. I think the highest I've ever seen was a couple thousand before when he's done that before. And the winner is Dual W right there. Boom. So congrats to him. Yeah. So this was, for those of you that didn't know, if you're watching this and you didn't know this was happening, about 3 days ago, there was this contest that was like for 72 hours or whatever. And all you had to do was visit the Facebook page or tweet it out. And for the last 3 days, I've been going like. I tried to like every single tweet that was done. So I don't know if it was 10,000, but it was a lot. And so he won an ultimate license and this 5e bundle that we were looking at here. I closed it now. Damn it. Twitter. He won the one that I showed you, the first one that has everything in it that used to be the bundle before. Now it's going to go away in 3 hours. Right here, this one. He won all this. And an ultimate license. So what is that? What is that, like $500 worth of stuff? I mean, it's crazy. So good on him.
Yeah.
All right, let's find out. Did we skip anything? We talked about Twitch. We didn't talk about YouTube, but and I'm not going to show YouTube because everybody knows what YouTube is. I don't think there's anybody. It's not possible that there's anybody watching this right now that doesn't know what YouTube is. So Fantasy Grounds has a YouTube channel. Fantasy Grounds College has a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. So those can all be found very, very easily. And let me just make an appeal to everyone, as I always do at the end of every show. Please subscribe to my YouTube, everybody, because YouTube is bitches, and they need 1,000. You have to have 1,000 subscribers, and I think I have 902 or something like that. So I need to get it up to 1,000. There are many other platforms to talk about gaming, and like Wizards of the Coast used to have a forum, and they shut it down. There's Reddit. I'm sure other gaming companies have them. So your interests can be talked about. But if you're if you're interested in Fantasy Grounds in particular, the ones we covered today are your best places to go to get that type of information and talk to like-minded people. All right, did I miss anything? What did I do? Did you guys win? What happened?
You still need to talk about the Reddit.
Friendster.
Yep.
Yeah, I mentioned Reddit. Just, I mean, I don't have because Fantasy Grounds doesn't have a particular presence there, I don't think, unless someone did it. We don't we don't have an official page there. I mentioned that when Doug hired me, I gave him some ideas, and he never. I don't know what he. Doug's usually a pretty smart guy. Like, he has reasons why to and why not to do things, and we did not establish a presence on Reddit. That's been bad for other people. Anyway, we are going to raffle off that space, though, before we go. Reddit is a dangerous game to play, Stobert says. So let's do that now. Let's raffle off. So again, Leroon, do you want to, for those of you that might not have been here at the beginning of the show, we're going to raffle off a position for what?
Okay, October 28th, Sunday, instead of doing all things Fantasy Grounds, we're going to do a special one-shot scheduled to be about 3 hours or so. And
I noticed you changed it to 3 hours now. I like it.
Yeah, I did. And basically, what we're going to do is we already have the game pretty much filled, but if somebody doesn't show or something comes up, we're going to raffle off the spot so you can participate in that Halloween-themed game. And again, that's October 28th, 6 p.m. Pacific time, right here on channel Rob 2E.
You think someone won't show up, Fury? I don't think that's going to happen.
What? Why do you say my name?
Because you're here. It's funny.
I mostly show up.
I mostly show up. See, I saw what you did there. I saw you squeeze that in. Okay, so Steam discussion forums. Yes. There is a Reddit for Fantasy Grounds. Are you shitting me? Here I'm talking about. You guys didn't fucking put the hammer down.
Well, it's right there. I thought you saw the link. That's why I mentioned it. So I was like,
didn't see it.
Okay,
I didn't see it.
I guess we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to go there.
That link didn't work. I know why, because it's quotes. So let's just back up here a second. Actually, let's start the raffle. So if you want to be in alternate or a substitute for the game that's happening on the 28th, only if you can commit to being there Sunday from 6 to 9 at least. Please type in the Pacific, right. The word is Halloweeny. So there you go. If you can't spell that, you can't get it either.
So what's this big long title again? I gave it some crazy title.
Oh, the title of the game is
The Hunt for the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I don't think it's that. It's the D&D, the 5e D&D with Rob 2E Halloweeny Goon Heist.
Okay.
That's right. Okay, so now thank you, Fury, by the way, because I really didn't think we had a. You're hearing me going, Fantasy Grounds doesn't have anything. I talked to Doug. He said no. But this was obviously started by someone.
A fan. Somebody who likes Fantasy Grounds.
So, which is perfectly fine. Like, let's get into it. So let me put this in the chat. I myself, a social media coordinator of Fantasy Grounds Smiteworks, I did not know there was a Reddit page for us. I had no idea. I'm going to have to bookmark that and read it. Also, good to note that we did not remember, or I did not remember, about Steam, which also has forums there, and that is another good place to talk about the game, and I will post that in the link or in the chat as well. So first one's Reddit.
That's how I found Fantasy Grounds, was through Steam.
Oh, you did?
Wow. Cool.
So, It would probably be better if they centralized everything. Like if there was just one thing right here that said go to the Fantasy Grounds forums and it was a link to the other website, because then you're going to get double information and people chasing here and there. But whatever, Steam. There's a lot of people there. So good. I would take leave to play, Gunnar Bondo says. That's funny. That sounds very military to me. All right, let's see how we're doing. Do we have people entering? Oh, yes, we do. We have 9 people entering. Okay, 45 seconds, everybody. Again, this is to be an alt or a sub in the game.
So who are the confirmed players for the Halloweeny game?
The confirmed players for Halloweeny are as follows.
Okay.
Urash54, Rob Tui, Furied Fate, Leyrune is the DM. There's somebody missing from that, isn't there?
Stooner. Zellakar.
I always can't remember how to spell Zellakar, but it is Rachel backwards. Rachel X. And her name, by the way, is not Rachel. Okay, so that's 1 DM and 5 players. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so then we'll have an alternate sub who we're going to find out who that is right now. The substitute alternate person is... Oh my god, I almost fucked it up. Gunnar Bondo! So Gunnar, that's the person that said he would take leave to be in the game. So now, how much notice do you need to take leave? I was in the military. That's not something you can just do like that day, is it? You tell us. Tell us, Gunnar. Gunnar Bondo. That sounds like you gotta put some spackle on your machine.
All right, Gunnar.
Well, he could be retired military.
He's in the military.
Oh, he's currently in the military?
Yep, he's serving.
I got a month out, so I'll just take the day. Yeah, okay, cool. But the thing is, I don't want you to take the day and then everybody shows up and you're not in the game. That kind of sucks. Because remember, this is an alternate position or a substitute.
Well, no, he's in Hawaiian time.
He's on Hawaiian time? Right on, dude. I think everyone in Hawaii is stoned. It's a stereotype. All right. So Steam, let's recap. Fantasy Grounds forums, all the Twitters, all the Facebooks, all the Discords, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Reddit, and Steam. Plus, and then we'll just say ... others. And then you guys should have no excuse to not be able to connect up with like 1 billion people who use Fantasy Grounds. It's not 1 billion. That's a lot. But it's some. Any other questions from the chat? Any statements from the two of you, my esteemed colleagues of the show?
Not really. Just spread the word and make sure that when you visit all those sites, you bookmark them and you keep them close to your chest so you can get there and get help or meet people or whatever you need to do, because this is an important thing.
Dear Lord, Shad's asking a question. What is your question, Shad? We all know there's something coming. Is there any sort of conventions that revolve around FG? Yes. Yes, there is, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Thank you.
So it's an actually helpful question.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. FGCon.com. So FGCon.com, which I put in there, and I'll type it in here. There's FGCon and there's FG Days. Both of them are a couple times a year. I think October and April is FGCon, and FG Days is December and June or July, something like that. So this one is October 12th through the 14th. It's always a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It runs 24/7 during that weekend. During that weekend, everybody who has a Fantasy Grounds demo version or regular standard license will have their license converted to an ultimate license for the entire 72 hours. So if you've ever wanted to run a game with your friends, that would be the time to do it. and check it out, because it's all free and you don't have to pay for that weekend to have an Ultimate license. And let's take a look at the event list. There is so many games that you can sign up for. Dungeon World, 5e, Savage Worlds, Starfinder, Pathfinder. There is... A lot of these are repeats, which is why I'm hesitating. What else is there? Paranoia. There is Pulp Action, Castles and Crusades. So I don't need to read the whole list, but it goes on and on and on. So you guys can sign up to play games or to run a game, and if you want to DM a game, you can sign up on the schedule and pick a slot and do that as well. So pretty cool stuff, everybody. Thank you, Shad, for reminding us about that. And usually on the Fantasy Grounds forums is when you'll find they'll announce the dates for FGCon and FG Days. There are also many other online conventions, but that have to do with Fantasy Grounds specifically. There are these 2 cons that run about 4 times a year. Diablo Bob says, are there any celebration plans like a bowl of flan? A celebration for what? What did I miss?
Maybe for the...
So how many people are here? 48 chatters and 35 viewers. So there you go. Good job, everybody. I appreciate everybody coming to the show. This is our 40th show today. 40 times we've done this. Fury's been with us for... How long has Fury... How many shows have you done, Fury? Do you know?
Oh, no idea.
Do you count and write it on your cast on your broken arm?
No, nor do I write it in my diary.
You don't have a diary? You're no girl.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. I love it. I love it. So what you do is you go to youtube.com and you do all things fantasy, and that's about all you need. Type it in. Doesn't show up. Rob doesn't know what he's doing. How about this?
Shadsar said we're over the hill. And Furied Fate is a goonling.
Yes, I
cheer
do.
Bits.
Okay.
Cheer Bits in the stream. Thanks for the cheer bits.
Cheer bits. Cheer bits. Fury Fate. Cheer bit. Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
She's getting serious about this bit boss. She doesn't like it. She has to take it down.
Oh, look at that.
Right? Crazy.
Ouch.
So, thank you, Fury. So, let's look at the playlist for... This is how we can tell how long...
Hey, Rob Toohey here.
Hey, Rob Toohey.
Here's me.
Shut up, Rob Toohey. I don't want to hear from you. God, what a fucking dick.
Can't you just look at the schedule? The
well,
the
yeah,
you release these so you guys can grab.
You make things unfun when you want to do it the smart, fun way.
No, if you want to do it your long ass way, go for it. I mean,
my long ass way was to come here and look when the thing changed. Okay, so we did 27 episodes, and then you joined on 28. So 40 minus 28 plus the fence post. That means you've done 13 episodes.
that's it, really?
It doesn't seem. It seems like more, huh?
It seems like so much more. Yeah.
Not just more, but so much more. So for the last 13 Sundays. Yeah, what Fury was reminding me is that I could have just gone right here and looked to see. Actually, you know what though? I forgot. You've done 13. You've been co-host for 13 shows, but you've actually done
more. Yeah,
done
as a guest or as
shows.
a filler.
Yeah, right. You've done 19 shows. Oh, 20, 21, 22. Fuck. So you've done 10 more shows than I said you did, but you've been co-host for 13 shows.
Yes.
12.
I've missed 3
whatever. I've always been here. Who cares?
You're like, you can stop looking now, because the more you look, Rob, the less it looks like I'm helping.
So look at all those subjects that we did there. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, options menu, coding effects, do's and don'ts, inspiration, how to use Discord, DM's Guild, folder. Oh, this reminds me, guys, if you have an idea for the show that you'd like to see, please PM us in Discord and let us know, and we will put the idea on our schedule. Spring break, FGCon 12. So that was in March. I believe the con was in April, but we did a show about it in March. And then, yeah, we've talked to Deluxe Oz. We did NPC Engineer with Mask. We had Dave Middleton on. We got to get him back. We talked about Kickstarter. We had Zacchaeus on. Talked about Monsters of the Guild. You know what? I'm going to give away a Monsters of the Guild right now.
All right.
What?
What?
Is
It's not on the
Unannounced
list.
prize.
Are you going off script again?
I am.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do this.
I'm going to give away Monsters of the Guild Fantasy Grounds module. And I'm going to give it away right now. Start hashtag Rob's Crazy. The keyword is MOTG, everybody.
MOTG.
I'll give that away, and then we'll end the show. Because you don't know.
Right.
I'm going to fucking spring prizes on people just for no reason. As a matter of fact, you said, Leroon, you said, hey, why don't we look at some of our past subjects? And I saw Monsters of the Guild there, and I thought, you know what, I'll give one away. Had you not said
Cool.
that, I probably wouldn't have thought of it.
Cool.
Not on the schedule. It was not on the script. So some other shows coming up. Next week, we're going to have, oh my God, I got to green this out.
Oh, this is an awesome
very
one.
Exciting. Next week's going to be great. Next week, we're having Benjamin Linus from Sirenscape will be our guest. And
Yes.
that should be fucking awesome. Then even the week after that, unbelievable. I can't believe this is happening the next week after that. Fury and I will be in Whistler, and Leroon will be where he lives, and we'll be still doing a show, but we'll be in Canada doing it.
And I'm just going to help you guys moderate.
Yeah. And then we might, as our guests, we'll have everybody that's in there on the show. We'll have Gwydion, Zelicar, Joe Numbers. We'll have Urash, Lazy Stooner. They'll all be on with Fury and I. And then that should be fun. And then the next week, no show because Fury and I will be, that's a travel day for us. She has to go back to her home, and I have to come back to my home. And then no show. Well, actually, that's not true. That's just me. Fury's already going to be home because of ne'er-do-well activities. And that's right. I'm calling you out for a day early. Then
That's
the next
fine,
week,
which is going to be weird because for Friday's game, I might have to be playing it from the airport.
Wait, no, Friday's game. Oh yeah.
Because I'm traveling back to Texas on the 19th.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So we might, either not. You can't play in the airport. You don't have a computer with you.
I can just go by voice. I can tell y'all what to do.
That's true. We'll have to work that out. But anyway, so yeah, guys, if you have an idea for the show, let us know and we'll get it on the schedule because I think we ran out. We talked about everything Fantasy Grounds. There's no more possible ways we can talk about it unless you think of them. Let's see. Okay, let's find out. Did somebody win? Who's winning it? Oh, everybody wants this. Oh, there's still more time. There's still 20 seconds, everybody. Get your keyword MOTG in here if you would like to win a copy of Monsters of the Guild Fantasy Grounds module. It has 121 monsters in it, and it's got some old school drawings. And one of the monsters is mine from Unknown Whom, the Big Green Eye, and it's very, very exciting. How is it that the almighty DM has entered this? That is
weird.
That is the bot.
You have to give away 2 if it picks it.
Shad must. I don't know. I don't know how he did that, but I'm sure it's him. He knows how to work. He knows how to hack shit from the way back. All right, let's do it. Draw winner. No way.
Is it?
Gunnar Bondo wins. Nice.
Yes.
All right. So Gunnar Bondo, you win again. This time you actually win something for sure. So do me a favor and PM me in Discord and let me know your DM's Guild email, and then I will send you a copy of that pronto. As a matter of fact, right when the show ends, if I have your personal message, I will send it to you right then. All right. Any final questions in the chat? We'll take them. Otherwise, we're going to shut her down, everybody.
Shut her down.
It's Sunday night, and it's time to shut her down. Boss fight. Do either of you two people have any final parting words you'd like to say to the audience? The audience, which is currently 32 viewers and 48 chatters.
I would have to say join at FGCon and bring some friends over to FGC, and we'll get them trained up as soon as we can.
I agree.
I'm excited because tomorrow's the first day of October, which is the first day of Inktober, to support any artist that you know.
Inktober. I like how all the radio stations do Rocktober. And I'm like, okay, yeah. That was funny in the 70s when they thought of it.
I don't know, I
Inktober.
just love
Never heard of it.
Halloween.
I like it. Yeah, Halloween's good. Okay, so I'm going to do the end of stream announcements. Why don't I do that? So what you have to do first is you have to find the command, and then you have to run it.
5
and then you have
times?
to
3 times? 2 times?
No, just one time. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. I gave everyone a couple gold, 100 gold pieces. I usually don't do that on Sunday. What I meant to do was this. So everybody benefits from the 100 gold pieces from my mistake. I remind people that even though we already talked about it for like an hour, you can come to the Discord. You can go to the Patreon page. FGC has a Patreon as well as me. You can subscribe to the channel if you wish. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to the channel for free. If you would like to donate to the channel, you are certainly welcome to do that if that's your thing. I very much appreciate it. You can go to the DMs Guild, check to see all the good stuff I have for sale over there. Right now, I'm going to check and see what the numbers of sales were today. You can follow us on Twitter, which we talked about, or you can subscribe to YouTube, which we talked about. So thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get the numbers refreshing on DMs Guild, so it hasn't come up yet. Yes, please go to FGC. Liberian, you should type the FGC link in the chat if you haven't done that already. Oh yeah, you just did it. Chad did it. And check out FGCon also, everybody. And as far as this channel, tomorrow I will be, if all things go according to plan, I should have my 2 proofreaders getting back to me with Unknown Whom 2, the Mark of the Eye sequel. By noon tomorrow, I will then make the changes, finalize the PDF, and tomorrow night for Module Creation Monday, I'm going to create that module beginning to end. That is my plan. I can't promise that it'll come off that way, but that's what I'm hoping to do. So let's see. DMs Guild 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 sales. So that's a pretty good day. So thanks everybody for your support there. I believe that's all we're going to do today. I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow and next week and every day. And I only stream every single damn day of the week except Tuesdays and Thursdays. So on behalf of my esteemed colleagues, Furied, Fate, and Leroon, I bid you all adieu for this Sunday evening. And until next time, good gaming, everyone.